Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. Dietitian Teresa here, and I'm going to talk about why macros can be such a powerful tool in your fat loss journey and why you may need them to help you reach your fat loss goals in the new year. If you're frustrated with not seeing results despite eating so healthy and so clean and restricting everything you possibly can, you are in the right place because we are going to talk about the secret that just might lie in the nutrition aspect of your journey. In today's video, I am breaking down why macros are essential for fat loss and how they work, and share my real life success story to inspire you. Stick around because I have something really exciting to share with you at the end of this video. So to explain what macros are and why they matter so much. So I want you to think about macros as these building blocks to your nutrition journey. Protein helps build muscle. It also helps with recovery and keeps you full. Carbs provide energy for your workouts, for your brain. It's our body's primary source of fuel. And fats help with hormone regulation, the hormones that help in your fat loss journey. There's a lot of common misconceptions about fat loss, that you have to completely cut certain food groups out of your daily nutrition plan, but it's just not the case, and it doesn't have to be that restrictive during the journey. Important. Why macros can be such an important tool in your fat loss journey is because we don't know what we don't know, especially in the beginning. If you don't know where you're coming from with your intake and where you need to take that and what changes need to be made, then how are we going to be able to say, oh, let's maybe add more of this here, substitute this food with this to make it higher quality, more nourishing for your body? We don't know without the data. So think about macros as like your data, your own science experiment of like, what fuel feels best to me and how can I use it to drive that fat loss and also maintain muscle in the process to create a more optimized metabolism and going for that longevity factor that I think a lot of you are after too. So personal story, me with macros. If you would ask me about a couple of years ago if I would ever track macros, I'd be saying absolutely not. I was opened up into the intuitive eating world, especially with just some relationship with food things that I had going on. But you know, I really worked through those things, and I've found throughout my journey and healing my relationship with food and also going through different phases is that we need multiple tools in our toolbox. And it doesn't mean I'm saying just macros or you have to go intuitive eating. It's one way or the highway. It's not that. And that's what I really want to empower you to understand, that nutrition is like a puzzle piece. Your health is like a puzzle piece. Your fat loss journey is a puzzle piece. Like, we have to figure out what pieces work best for you and your body, your picture of life. Thinking about macros as just a tool, and you can use mindfulness and intuitive eating skills in that, like hunger fullness cues and just knowing what sounds really good right now. You can use that in there. But macros are the data. Macros are gonna show you what you need to tweak. And for me, in my success in my fat loss journey, macros really opened my eyes to being like, I'm not eating as much as I thought I was. And I was not eating near enough carbs or near enough fats to make like optimal hormone regulation and also optimize my body to help lose that fat. So I was able to take that data, learn from it, and apply my changes on a week to week basis. And it did fluctuate a little bit. Like macros weren't perfectly the same, and that's why it's so important to get individualized support or following some sort of credentialed person that can, you know, introduce you to like what macros work best for your body, make you feel strong, make you have thriving energy, and have regular like menstrual cycles, all that stuff. That is something that really helped me, and how macros helped me and really taught me how to fuel my body and increase my calories so that therefore I am at an optimal level of energy and like thriving in my life, and not just focused on how little I can eat just to lose some fat. And that's not the answer. So here are some practical tips to get started with your macro journey. First, you need to know your goals. So if it's fat loss, muscle gain, or maintenance, my channel is about fat loss for women, and I think that it fat loss, I want it to be more so an empowering statement of, oh, with fat loss, there is some muscle building potential. There is some muscle maintenance potential there, depending on where you're coming from. 2 is finding your macro breakdown. So I have done videos explaining this on how you could do this. Also, my Instagram has a couple of like how to find your macro split. Like you could definitely use that, or you can use the online calculator to get your total daily energy expenditure down below, and then you subtract about 250 from there to get your starting calories, and then you have to do the calculations of macros after that. Usually I do a 30-40-30 macro split, 30% protein, 40% carb, 30% fat in the beginning, and then we adjust as we go, given those total calories for your fat loss journey, and then we break that down from there. Then 3rd step is you just need to start tracking. You just need to get the data, and usually say like start for a week and then evaluate at the end of the week, where am I currently at, what was my goal for fat loss calories, and then what's my macro split, and then figure out, okay, from this data that I have from the app and seeing what I'm intaking, where can I add things? Where can I substitute? How can I make this a more nourishing day of food? Then 4 is to dial in the protein. So a lot of women find that they're not eating enough protein during the day. And that was something that I actually was not doing in the beginning. So protein is a game changer, again, in a fat loss journey. Again, you don't have to go protein bro and just like go ham on it, but we do need to be eating a sufficient amount. For fat loss, usually I I go for 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of goal body weight, and that will vary depending on like, again, where you're starting versus like your experience and all that kind of stuff. But in general, that could be a starting point for you. And then 5 is just really be consistent and not rely on like, oh, I'm hitting it every single day. Usually I like to use a weekly macro average calculator so that you can see what you're hitting in a week. And honestly, consistency is going to outdrive perfection any day of the week, especially in a fat loss journey, because fat loss takes time and we don't want to lose that so quick that you just melt off in a week. Like it is a process of learning. It is a process of losing body fat. So if you can come to terms with that, that is great. So if this topic of macros sounds overwhelming to you, don't worry, I have got you covered. I am working on something in the background that will be coming in the near future about how to simplify macros and transform your nutrition for fat loss, specifically for the busy woman out there, and really help teach you through a course how to master your macros without the stress. So stay tuned for more details on that in the future. Trust me, you don't want to miss it, because I'm going to ultra simplify it for you and we're going to explain it so that is a more simple route for you on your fat loss journey. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications button so you don't miss a video in the near future. Stay strong, stay nourished.